Razabani for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's 2021, and I finally got hold of him, my man, Richard Riakporhe. Richard, how are we doing?
How you doing, guys? You okay?
What's this, a new Richard Riakporhe?
Yeah, just it's all about peace and love. And, we're just sticking with the good vibes now. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been hard, but we're still surviving. We're still here. They can't break us. They can't shake us. That's the mindset every day.
All day. Richard, before we talk anything boxing, how are you? How's the family? I know the last time we spoke was in 2020, back in 2020, where it looked like we were going back to a little bit of normality with life. But how's the family and yourself? Everyone well?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good, thanks. And you? How's the family and stuff?
Everyone's good. Everyone's good, thankfully.
Yeah, that's good.
Richard, I can see about 50 boxes of Adidas on my screen there. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything is good. Just when you're part of the Adidas family, you get treated really well. And shouts out to my sponsors, Adidas. They've looked after me really well. And we got some big plans pushing forward in the future. So just keep an eye out, and it will be, a lot of people will benefit 100% from our partnership in the future. COVID has ruined a lot of things, and not entirely, but just the speed of certain projects that we were supposed to be, involved in. It just delayed it. So, but it's just a delay. So just look out for that, guys.
I know you had a quiet 2020. Obviously, you come back from an injury, rehab, taking your time. You didn't want to jump in a ring while you had an injury. But how are you feeling now? What's the current state of mind?
Yeah, feeling great now. Been in the gym, injury-free, feeling strong, fit, ready to get back in the ring and start performing again. So can't wait.
I think this is one of the longest layoffs you've had for a while now. So in terms of getting yourself back into the ring, I know Matchroom have announced 2 months worth of shows. I was actually looking out for your name, and I was like, hopefully Richard's in one of these shows, but I haven't seen your name yet. So what's kind of the latest for the fans when they can expect to see you back in the ring?
Yeah, pretty soon. We were just trying to, I didn't want to kind of come out and just start saying names and letting everybody know exactly what's going on. But, things are going on in the background, and we were supposed to release some information. Unfortunately, this new restriction has delayed things further. But, we're still keeping a positive mindset, and everybody can expect me to be back in the ring and performing again, like ASAP. So, don't be surprised if you hear my name and being mentioned by Eddie and Matchroom and the team and stuff. So yeah, but we're excited. I'm injury free. I'm strong. I'm ready to get back in there and start entertaining the fans again.
I know you've had a change in your training team setup, which we have discussed in the past, but has this time being out of the ring given you more time to adapt, learn, adjust, and bring into your armor the game that's presented to you by Angel Fernandez and his team?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of things that we've been working on, and everything is we're just in the progress of improving in any way, shape, or form, mentally, physically, and things are starting to come together now. And it's all going to show on Fight Night.
Okay, well, we look forward to some news over the coming weeks, Richard, when you'll be back in the ring. Richard, I want to touch some aspects of boxing. Boxing returned last week after a good 2 months. Josh Warrington headlining against Mauricio Lara. Now, we saw Dillian when he fought Alexander Povetkin, where he took a shock loss. We've seen other fighters that haven't done as well because of the lack of fans, the lack of being able to have that energy in the audience and the room, etc. Josh Warrington's known whenever he fights, normally there's 10,000 of his fans, the Leeds supporters do come out in big numbers. It seemed like that may have had an effect amongst other things as well. But how did you look at his performance and being out for 16 months as well?
Well, I saw recently a lot of interviews and people giving their, their opinions of what happened to Warrington. We don't know what happened behind closed doors and what he was going through. You know, how stressful it was, you know, getting back into shape and making weight and stuff. We don't know any other external variables that was affecting him, you know. But one thing I can say from experience of being in a ring and boxing in these big arenas, there's different types of fighters. There's fighters that feed off the crowd. There's fighters that don't care about no crowd. There's fighters that go in the ring, they don't have no supporters. So, you know what I mean? They just, as soon as they hear the crowd silence, they know they're winning. So everybody's different, and some people just they are fighters that perform better. I wouldn't say they need a crowd, because I think that can come across a bit harsh, but they perform better with the crowd. And I think Josh Warrington was one of those fighters. And it's not just him. If we go back in hindsight and remember when Chisora was doing some certain interview, I think it was on IFL, he was saying the same thing. He said he prefers the crowd. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. He kept on saying that over and over again. And he was saying that he feeds off the energy, in other words, of the crowd. You know, when you think you're down and out, or you think you're on E, you just have somebody call your name. Come on, push. Come on, smash him. Look, you're doing well. Or the crowd chanting your name. It gives you that energy. You feel it's transferable. And I feel if Josh had that crowd there, he would have performed better. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know if everybody agree with me in the comments, but you let me know, guys. But that's what I truly believe.
There's a lot of talk, obviously. There's criticism towards the referee that after the first knockdown, Josh looked, he was concussed. A lot of fighters were talking that he was concussed. Do you feel like the referee should have come in and ended that fight to save Josh? Or do you feel like, and in the past we have seen when a fight is hurt, he has come back and he has won the fight. So
yes,
it kind of worked both ways, and the referee's in the best position to make that decision.
It's such a difficult one. That's the truth. It's such a difficult one. You have to bear in mind, this is not just any fight. He hasn't been stopped on numerous occasions. He's an undefeated world champion. People take things like that into consideration. The boxing board, everybody will take things like that into consideration. He got hit with a shot, give the champion a chance to come back, not call it straight away. The referee that was there on the night, I'm very familiar with him, and he's been in a lot of fights. He would know when, okay, yeah, it's time to wave this off. And when he stopped the fight in the end, you know, you could see he was just getting ready to just jump in. Got caught with the left hook, and you know, he waved it off straight away. But you know, then it goes to the corner. The pressure goes to the corner, and the corner, they've been with him through camp. They've been with him through his previous fights, and they know what he's capable of. So if they made a decision to send him out there, that's obviously going to be based on all of that experience that they've had together with each other. So who are we to say, hey, they should have just called that off? That should have been called off there and then. So it's such a difficult one. Then there's a part of me that's saying that should have been called off, you know, at this point. Or he looked a bit too concussed. But you know, the guy's a world champion fighting somebody like that was pretty much unknown, and just it was only Navarrete that said that this guy is the hardest punching fighter that he's been in the ring with. And he's only given us that word of mouth, but nobody else knows him. So it's a very difficult one. If I was the referee, it would have been very difficult for me to make a decision on that, because I would also consider everything else. I wouldn't just see, you know, what is going on at the minute, but I'll take into consideration he's a world champion, he's undefeated. I'll definitely give him a chance. I wouldn't have waved it off after just one shot, because then I think it will come down to the team. It will come down to the cornerman that's sending them out. As a referee, I'm going to do my job to make sure that, you know, you're not taking too many shots and not answering back, because he was answering back after getting hit with some big shots. So it's a tricky one, to be honest. It's very difficult.
As chief support on the night, we saw Zelfa Barrett fight Kiko Martinez. Now, not sure if you saw the fight, but I just want to focus on the scoring. A lot of people had Kiko winning the fight,
Yeah.
but in boxing, we know, scoring and officiating is subjective to what the judges like. Some judges like coming forward fighters, some going away and just snipping the jab. But they gave a scorecard of 118, 111, which was horrendous according to everybody. Even Eddie Hearn, for the first time I've seen on Sky, said this is absolutely disgusting. When we have scorecards like this, foreign fighters won't want to come to the UK and fight. We used to always say Germany, you can't go to Germany.
That's talk. That's all talk, man. They're gonna come anyway. The bag. It's the bag, man. It's the bag, baby.
But my question is, Richard, when you see these scorecards, we saw it a couple of months ago with Vasquez for Lewis Ritson as well, and we've seen it numerous times before. Is it, as a fighter, do you go with a different mindset when you see that? Because even if a fight's not close, you're still nervous that you might not get the nod.
Yeah, of course. It's funny because it just reminds me of the amateurs. That happens a lot in the amateurs. Trust me. You go to the shows, you think there's no money in this fight or anything. A guy that got obliterated, he gets the nod, he gets his hand raised, and everybody gasping in the crowd. I'm like, oh, it's just another day. It happens all the time. But there's so many different things there's so many different reasons behind this happening. But it just shows you this is just there's a lot of corruption there. But at the same time, these fighters are gonna now come to the UK and be like, listen, if I don't knock this guy out, we're not winning the fight. And it's happened. Sometimes you might be fighting some home fighters, and the only way you're gonna win this fight is by knockout. They say that about Canelo. How many people have said that about Canelo? Loads of people. And that was the type of mindset that I used to take into the amateurs as well, because I didn't want to experience that. And I used to see it happen all the time. But it could work against you at the same time, because you end up looking for the bomb too much. Don't find the bomb, and you just get outboxed throughout the rounds. Then you wish that you boxed, then you would have naturally found the big bomb and won the fight in that fashion. So it's a thin line. But like I said, the bag, the Queen's head, like Mark Tibbs used to say, the Queen's head rules. Trust me, the Queen head's got power.
Richard, we're I think just under 3 weeks away for the rematch that everybody's waiting for. Dillian Whyte back in the ring against Alexander Povetkin. Now, I'm sure you were as shocked as many of us when he took that loss in August. I remember Dillian saying immediately after the fight he wanted the rematch. It was scheduled for November, and then Povetkin caught, I think, COVID around close to November, and then it was rescheduled for January, and then he wasn't ready in January. But we know Dillian wanted to avenge this loss immediately. But do you feel like by the time they get in the ring, it would have been about 7 months since the first fight, that it's just given Dillian a bit more time to kind of, develop his art and also mentally put himself in the right frame of mind as well?
Absolutely. I think it worked out in Dillian's favor. But me knowing Dillian personally, he don't care about none of that. He's a dog. He's a pit bull. He needs to fight like ASAP. That's his mentality. The things that the normal, a lot of other fighters, I wouldn't say normal, but a lot of other fighters care about, he doesn't care about. He doesn't care about losing in fashions like that. But he wants to put it right. You know what I mean? It wouldn't affect him the way that it would affect other fighters. He's very, very strong mentally. And even though he probably still wanted to be out and rectify that loss quicker, it still worked out in his favor anyway. Give him a lot of time for the mind to heal, and for him to just work on certain things that he wants to work on. So either way, it doesn't matter. I think he's gonna avenge that loss anyway once he gets back in the ring. He was, to be honest, Povetkin was, you could see a KO that was a KO was coming, you know, and it was going to be in Dillian's favor, you know. But that's heavyweight boxing for you. He knocked him down a few times. He didn't look like he had anything left. I was like pretty confident that it's going to be done soon, but that's heavyweight boxing for you.
Obviously, Dylan was cruising in the fight. I think it was round 4 where he knocked Povetkin down a couple of times. But do you feel like the aspect of no fans? We know Dylan when he's in the O2, it's sold out and the fans are cheering, etc. And we're still yet to hear from Eddie Hearn where this fight's going to be, because there's rumors that this fight may not come back to the UK, may go into another country like Gibraltar or Monaco. But do you feel like that aspect of it, where he just took his eye off it, he just took it a bit too easy? There's no fans there as well.
I don't know. I haven't asked him that personally, but maybe that could have been another reason that might have affected him in a different way. But me, to be honest, I believe that. I told him, I was on the phone to him like in the morning the next day, and I was like, "How are you?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm cool. You know, it's boxing. That's how it goes. That's how it goes." He said, "We'll be back in and we'll smash it. We'll get the rematch ASAP." That's what he said to me. That was the energy. I love it. You know, proper fighter's mentality. And you know, it just gets difficult, man. It's difficult. It's difficult, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in it when it comes back into the ring, and whether it's going to be in this country or that country where he has the fans. I don't think he really cares too much about the fans. Dillian would like the fans to be there. Absolutely, you know, the fans love him. The fans love him. So, and the fans also can have an effect on opponents as well. You know, when you have when it's like it gives the opponents momentum. It gives the home fighter momentum, and they're landing a few shots, and it might not be that hard or little graze, and the fans are cheering. It could affect the opponent in a certain way, thinking, yeah, he's sticking it on me now, but really it's nothing heavy, you know, it's not really a big deal. But because of the rules and the shouts, you think, okay, I'm losing now. So yes, yeah, definitely the fans can definitely have a role in these fights. But no, Dillian don't need the fans. That's the truth. You don't need fans. And I told him that this was the best that I've seen him box. I was upset, but that's the best I've seen you box.
Richard, I spoke to you last year, and when Lawrence Okolie's opponent Glowacki obviously pulled out, and you said you'll smoke him like a Cuban cigar. If you had a few more weeks, you would take that fight straight away. That rematch, that fight has now been made for Lawrence and Glowacki, which is I think March 20th, so about 5 weeks away now. If Lawrence was victorious and he obviously won the WBO title, is that a fight you would consider this year? Is that a fight that you would entertain?
Of course. What am I here for? What am I here for? Of course. You know, that's what I don't understand about this game now. You know, it's everybody's just trying to find loopholes. Oh, yeah, let's play safe. You know, let's look good. Let's build up the record. I don't care about all of that. I came from nothing. That's the truth. I came from nothing. I gave it a shot on a platform. I come through. I came through. Listen, I'm doing amazing. You know what I mean? And as long as I give it my best, I'm happy. That's the mindset that we have. I didn't go to Olympics and win no gold medal or anything like that. So being able to mix it with the best in the division on such a big stage and loads of money, it's a no-brainer. What am I gonna say? No, I don't want that. Let me, you know, get a few more fights and then get my no. That's fine. Listen, I'm not getting any younger, and I see everything as opportunity. As much as it's a challenge, I focus on the opportunity. That's just the way I think.
Okay, all right, Richard. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. Thank you for getting back to me on WhatsApp as well in good time as well. I appreciate that.
Let me give you my last prediction as well. Avanesyan versus Kelly.
Absolutely. Josh Kelly and Avanesyan takes place this Saturday.
So you ready? So my prediction is 5th round stoppage for Kelly. 2nd minute. And 5 more seconds on top of that. Remember this, everybody watching.
2 minutes
They
and
call me
5
the,
seconds in round number 5.
what do they call Conor McGregor again? They call him the is it the psychic or something like that? I forgot his nickname.
The
But
Notorious?
yeah, I'm that. No. Yeah, they call him that too. But he has another nickname. I'm sure the fans will help with that, with my memory there in the comments.
Well, we look forward to a great night of boxing this Saturday, and also, Richard, we look
Yeah, it's
forward
gonna
to
be good.
hearing some fight news for yourself, hopefully in the coming weeks. And when we hear of it, hopefully we'll catch up again and can discuss your
Yeah, straight away. Let's catch up again, and yeah, let's catch up soon even after the fight this weekend and other fights, and we can discuss that.
Absolutely. Richard Riakporhe, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.